It was 150 years ago today where one of the most pivotal battles in our nation's history took place, the Battle of Gettysburg. The battle, fought July 1st to the 3rd, is often described as the turning point in the Civil War. This week's events are taking place to commemorate the battle. Our own Richard French has more.
It was an epic battle fought over 3 days. It was a tragedy and a triumph that would eventually help reunite a divided country and change the world. And this week, the world is taking note. One commemoration organizer, Stacy Fox, says she knows why.
For many, Gettysburg is the Mecca of the Civil War. It is believed to be the turning point of the Civil War, and there are people not only from all over this country, but from all over the world.
The Battle of Gettysburg had happened mostly by chance. Regiments of Confederate generals Robert E. Lee's Army of Northern Virginia, they were marching north. Regiments of Union General George Meade's Army of the Potomac marching south. It was inevitable that the forces would eventually meet. That it happened at Gettysburg, that was never expected. But it was a confrontation which would change the course of the war and American history itself. Max Kenney helps bring history to life by reenacting the battlefield maneuvers of New York's famous 67th Infantry Regiment.
The original 67th New York, which was also called the 1st Long Island Volunteers, was formed up in Brooklyn in June of 1861, and they were enlisted for 3 years. And they served in the Army of the Potomac and fought at all the major battles that most people know of, such as Gettysburg, the Peninsula Campaign, Antietam, Chancellorsville. And they served out their full 3 years, and at the end of the 3 years, in June 1864, they were formally disbanded, and many of the veterans actually re-enlisted in the 65th New York Infantry and continued to fight until the end of the war.
The Gettysburg National Military Park has events planned throughout this week as part of the 150th commemoration. And while visitors are encouraged to explore the park with its 1,300 plus monuments to those who lived, served, and died here, they also want them to remember that they are treading on hallowed ground.
It's hallowed ground because in 1863 this battle fought here that involved over 175,000 men. Out of those 175,000 men, over 55,000 of them are going to be killed, wounded, or captured. It's going to be the largest land battle in the American continent and the bloodiest battle of the American Civil War.
There were too many sacrifices at Gettysburg this week, 150 years ago to the day. It's even believed that some of the soldiers, they were women dressed as men as the blue battled the gray in a fight for freedom in the bloodiest battle ever on American soil.
And we'd like to remind you about a special that you'll see only here on FiOS 1. That's this Thursday night. We're going to present On Hallowed Ground, the 150th commemoration of the Battle of Gettysburg. It starts at 6 p.m. right here on FiOS 1.